So, Jalen Hurts is in, Carson out to finish the season. I don't think too many people were blindsided by this to say I think we all kind of knew if it wasn't this game, they were probably going to split reps and it was probably most likely going to happen following this game anyway. So, look, it's December. It makes sense, man. At this point, I think you got to, if you're Jeffrey Lurie, you got to analyze what's going on between Howie Roseman, Doug Peterson, and Carson Wentz. And unfortunately, I think we've arrived at the point where the only way to do that is by seeing Jalen Hurts play within the system with this coach. All right, y'all. Without further ado, today's topic, I'm going to take a look at every interception thrown by Carson Wentz. So we're going to start off with the first quarter of the season. All right, y'all. Let's get it. What's up, Eagles Nation? What's going on, NFL world? How you doing, division rivals? This is Steven Hyder with Gate City Sports Channel. The sports channel where the cerebral NFL fan comes for about 10 minutes of daily content. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whenever it is you get around to watching this. Once again, guys, my name is Steven Hyder, and this is Gate City Sports Channel. All right, y'all, today's topic it's pretty simple, guys. I'm going to break down all 15 of Carson Wentz's interceptions now that, hopefully, let's hope that this is the end of the season for Carson and we don't have to come back to the awkward situation of asking him to step back in, because that's just going to be a disaster at this point. There's clearly going to be hurt feelings. It's not ideal. With that said, guys, I'm going to take the first 4 games of the season. That's 7 different passes. It's 7 different throws. I'm going to break down what happened. I'm going to show you guys the route combinations. I'm going to show you guys the coverage. And I'm going to show you Carson's mechanics. So, let's get it. Without further ado, roll the film. All right, ladies and gents. Week 1 at Washington. Carson under center. We're in 11-man. If you look here, you can see that Deshaun Jackson is ironically your ex-receiver here. He is lined up. He's one of your 7 men on the line of scrimmage. He is to the offensive right. That is going to be your boundary side. You got your tight end, which is either Ertz or Goddard. I can't really tell from this angle, guys. Who is right beside him, kind of in a wing position, kind of a wide tight end almost. And then if you go to your field side, you got Greg Ward Jr. in the slot, and then you got basically Jalen Reagor lined up on the line of scrimmage as your Z, your flanker. He's also part of that 7 men, so those 2 guys can't move because you got to have 7 men on the line of scrimmage. You got Miles Sanders about 5 yards deep here. You got Carson under center, something I wish we saw more of this season that we did not. In return, this is an important factor, guys. The Washington Redskins are playing quarters coverage. Okay? How can I identify quarters coverage? Well, all you got to do is wait for the snap and then watch them bail. See, look at their hips, look at them falling back and falling outside a little bit. Look how deep the safeties get. You can see they're guarding a quarter of the field. Okay, Fabian Monroe sees the pass. He breaks on the pass. Boom. That's an INT. Now, your question might be, okay, Gate, we get it. They were in the perfect defense to take that away. My opinion on this, though, is that the play call was pretty good, and Reagor ran a decent route. Wentz missed him. The question becomes, why did Wentz miss him on this route? Okay, well, let's go into it, and I'll show you. This is just really bad pocket fundamentals as a quarterback. He's under center. He's going to take the hike, guys. All right. You know he's going to drop back at least 3 to 5 steps because of how far he is under center, right? So he's dropping back, he's dropping back, he's dropping back. Now I want you to freeze it right about here as he's about to release the football. Okay. When you're playing baseball, guys, where does your toe need to point? Towards where you're throwing. Baseball and football are drastically different sports, but the concepts of throwing the ball is the same in terms of where your body has to be. Look at that toe pointing inside, down the middle, right towards the linebacker, basically. All right, he's going to be throwing across his body because of the way that he positioned himself here, which probably tells you if your foot is pointing towards the middle of the field and you're trying to throw outside, you're likely going to hang the ball a little inside. Best way I can describe this posture to you guys is it looks like he's about to do a shoulder press, more so than throw a football. This is bad fundamentals, guys. This is definitely on Carson. This is also on Press Taylor. This is just, it's bad fundamental football, guys. This is the things that 100% we have got to clean up with the Philadelphia Eagles. All right, ladies and gents, on this play here, we're coming into the second half of this football game. It's 1st and 10. The ball's on our side of the 45. We're moving it. We're in the third quarter, 11:53, so we're pretty early coming out of halftime here. Game is 17-7 at this point. So let's take a look at the Eagles and what's going on here. So the Eagles come out this time in a 12-man formation. So if you look to the boundary side, you can see that you have 2 inline tight ends. So you got Goddard and Ertz both inline on that boundary side, okay? You can't see it here, but originally you had Boston Scott to the left side or the field side of Wentz, and he moves them around, fearing pass rush and just trying to get blocking assignments right. And then down to your field side, you got Deshaun Jackson in as your slot receiver. And then down at the bottom, playing your Z, your flanker, that is going to be John Hightower. Now, in reverse, the Washington Redskins. This is a good example of pre- and post-snap looks for any of you young quarterbacks out there. The pre-snap look kind of looks like cover 3, right? You guys can see the remnants of what would look like there's going to be 3 deep defenders, right? And then 4 underneath defenders, right? Staple, cover 3. Your other possibility is that they could be playing a mixed coverage, so they could be playing a zone to the boundary side, and they could be playing a man to the field side, although I'll be honest with you, in general, that is kind of vice versa when you do mixed coverages, but nonetheless, it could be. It could be a wrinkle like that. But what it is, it's a post-snap disguise. This is either cover 2 or quarters, and I'm going to call it quarters even though the safety to the field side, so basically the offensive left, defensive right, kind of bites down a little bit on D-Jacks. You can just kind of see exactly where they're playing in the quarters as this rolls out. So what you're going to see is one of the defenders starts to wave his hand, and he starts running back right as Wentz is about to snap the ball. That's a really good post-snap disguise. So what you get is you get the defender backs, he starts to fall out. He backs off of the receiver, so he's bailing, and you're getting this cushion being created. Now I will tell you, if you watch this route, this is not a very good route by John Hightower, to be fair, okay? John Hightower, he runs it hard, so, he's kind of selling the vertical route, but at the same time, he's not getting his head back to the quarterback, so he's not even looking at Wentz at the time that the ball's being thrown, but the defender sees it, and he's going to beat him to the spot. He just doesn't fight his way back to the football. But, you got to be reasonable, too. This is John Hightower's first game as an NFL pro. So obviously, you got to take those kind of things into account here, but Hightower exacerbated the issue here. Now, there's a little under center I want to show you about Wentz because this is a play that we can see Wentz in the shotgun. And what I want you to watch is the dominant foot that is forward. So what I want you guys to see here is what foot is forward. That's Wentz's right foot. He's right foot forward. This is a key indication to me that Rich Scangarello has not been coaching this kid. Rich Scangarello fixed Garoppolo's footwork and he fixed Locke's footwork. And one of the first things he did was to make them out of the shotgun be a left foot forward, not right foot forward quarterback. It's something that he really believes in. So this tells me there has not been a lot of work with Carson Wentz this year. That is a right foot forward shotgun snap, okay? Now, watch this play out. I really hate the fact that this ball is going to the field side, and you can call this out on Wentz because, if he's look, I don't know if it's Wentz. I don't know if this is Taylor and Doug with the way that they're working the reads for Wentz and the way they're working, the progressions here, because it doesn't make any sense to throw across your body on a quick out like this, especially when you have tight ends sitting down in the zone 2 that would have easily gotten you yardage too, and they're a much shorter throw here. But as you can see here, as Wentz is kind of throwing this ball, his footwork looks good to me, okay? I'm not going to knock his footwork. It's just that you have to kind of throw across your body and put some zing on it to get it out that way. Look, his toe's pointing forward. He gets it up over the defender. But Hightower doesn't fight back to the spot, and Wentz misses the mark by just a hair. I would like that ball to be, honestly, a hair more, but I'm not going to beat Wentz up over that ball location because that's really on Hightower. That's really on the design here. The only thing I will beat Wentz up on here is that the read. I just feel like between Wentz, Press Taylor, and Doug Peterson, there should have been some common sense here. This is just throwing into danger. Why are we throwing basically, I know it's not really across your body, but it kind of is to get it there. Like, these are the little subtle things I have problem with this Philadelphia Eagles organization about. It's stuff, the little details like this that irk my nerves more than anything. All right, ladies and gents, final thoughts. To begin with, I'm sorry. I wanted to do 4 weeks for you guys and look over all 7 passes, but as I began editing and seeing how much storage this was going to take and just the flow of the video, I realized that was going to be way too ambitious, and like that would have turned into easily a 40-minute video on you guys, and that's a lot to ask a person to sit through. So I'll break it up into series. Although I will caution, I probably will take a break. I'll either do this again tomorrow and I'll cover week 2, or I'll take a break and I'll cover Jalen Hurts, because now Jalen Hurts is the starter. I do want to review the film from what he did last week and give you guys what I'm seeing. So that'll either be tomorrow's video or the following day's video. Probably be tomorrow, just because Thursdays are kind of one of the last peak days for YouTube, and then it kind of tailors off in the weekend, guys. So that'll be upcoming. Guys, I hope this was helpful for y'all to see some of the finer issues. Like, the reason I can tell you guys certain things about, like, whether or not someone was working with Carson early on in the season. And look, this is only week 1. But we can see from training camp and everything going into week 1, clearly Rich Grandrello did not play a big role with Carson Wentz at all. Like, that's a little disappointing, because I can see all these little elements of things going on here that the coaching needed to be better, guys. I feel let down. Hopefully you guys feel let down by the season too, because things could have been different. Things could have been different with just some slight adjustments here, guys. All right, y'all. That's today's video. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, guys. It's more helpful than you know. And if you got any questions, leave them in the comment section, guys. I'll try to get to them, but you know how it is, guys. Some days are busier than others, but just bear with me. It might take me a few hours or a day or so to get to you, but I'll try to get to everybody. All right, y'all. Peace. I'm out of here.